Hello, Power Up Nation. I'm Pat Council, and on Designing Your Life today, let's talk a little bit about creating successful personal and business outcomes. So this is all about you making the decision to level up. And leveling up is really all about achieving the goals that you set for this year. So this is kind of the preliminary jumpstart to our Summer Success Series. So if you have not registered, please go to designingyourlifetoday.com/success series and put your name on the list. This week, we're going to be sending out different resources that will help you to actually create more successful personal and business outcomes, as well as kind of helping you strengthen your decision to level up. So with that being said, let's quickly get into this and let's talk a little bit about creating successful business and personal outcomes. So I am going to keep this short and sweet for real. And so with that being said, the first thing I want to mention to you that when it comes to creating a successful outcome, whether it's personal or business, it starts with asking yourself the right questions. And so what are the right questions? Sometimes the right questions to ask are the hard questions. And we're going to talk about that during our Summer Success Series. And so make sure you are, in fact, registered so that you can get the emails letting you know which online event is taking place. So asking the right questions, if you don't ask the right questions, you won't get the right answers. And a lot of times we do ask the wrong questions by coming from a position of weakness. For example, the wrong question to ask yourself would be, well, how come things don't work out for me? Or why do these kinds of things always happen to me? Those aren't the right questions to ask yourself. And so you have to learn how to turn that around. And also, you want to be able to ask yourself questions that will empower you, that will actually ignite your mind in a way that it's going to start to work to give you answers that will take you forward. So asking the right questions can be very beneficial. And as a matter of fact, right now, it's kind of just beyond the middle of the year. And as we start to finish up this year, if you take the time to ask yourself the right questions, you'll be surprised how you can turn things around. So the second thing I want to mention to you is that it's important to sharpen your winner's identity. When we think about an identity, we think about who our parents are and or our family, or what kind of college degree we have, if we have a degree, or what business we're in. And we think that this is our identity. Well, it's a part of your identity, but it's not the your full identity. So in order for you to win, if you find yourself not achieving your goals, not getting to where it is you want to be, not building that successful business, or even having a successful personal life, then it is important that you take a look at your identity. What are you accepting? What are you allowing to come into your life? What or who? And what are you settling for? So been there, done that. That's something that I had to learn, that, listen, it's not just about settling just because you think this will do for now. It is about making a better plan. So we're going to talk about these kinds of things during our success series. And so let's go to the next one. So far, it's important that you ask the right questions. Secondly, sharpen your winner's identity. And the next one is reassess and amp up your goals and your goal achievement. So when we set goals, we forget that we have to work and achieve those goals. And we're going to talk about how do you amp that up. There are certain things that you have to first do as the person who desires to achieve those goals. And so during our Summer Success series, that's what we're going to talk about. And as you guys know, if you've been listening to some of our previous episodes, the Summer Success series actually starts July 20th. And so this is kind of all of the preliminary information, and you still have time to sign up so you can receive some of the resources that we're going to send you. And those resources will have information that will help you amp up your goals and your goal achievement. And amp up doesn't necessarily mean you have to change your goals. If you've fizzled out by now, or you've kind of taken your mind off of achieving your goals, it means that perhaps the goals aren't exciting to you anymore. It doesn't mean you don't necessarily want the outcome that you set at the beginning of the year or whenever you actually set the goal, but it means you're not excited about it anymore. And so we go through these periods of where motivation is up, motivation is down. But you know what? When you set the right goals and when you know how to amp those goals up, when that motivation goes down, then you know what to do to bring it back up. So we're going to talk about that as well. But if you're going to actually become successful in your personal and business life, get the outcomes that you're looking for, you're going to have to know how to amp up your goals, and you're going to have to understand how to refine your goal achievement so that you actually stay on track and feel like doing what you're supposed to do. And even if you don't feel like doing it, you're still going to do it. So I'm going to share some information with you that's going to help you do that. And so with that being said, let's go to the next one. It's really important that you understand that, first of all, if you're going to have a successful outcome, you actually have to decide, you know what? I'm going to take control of my success. I'm going to take control of the direction of my life. And I find that a lot of people spend so much time talking about their physical ailments, talking about what's going on in the world that's not good, talking about the news and all of these other things that are negative. And it doesn't mean that these things aren't happening. It means that these negative things are influencing you and preventing you from getting the outcome that you desire. The object of the game in life is to control the thing that you can control, to take that little piece that you feel like you can control and start working with that. And so you don't have to think about, oh my goodness, I need to control every ounce of my successful outcome. No, you can do it step by step. So control what you can, and things will open up. Opportunities will open up. Ideas will come to you, and you will be more inspired to actually stay on track because your confidence is also going to go up. So it's important that you make the decision that you're going to take control of your success. And finally, once you make the decision that you're going to take control of your success, and see, this involves commitment. I think that people want the prize without staying committed. And then there are some people who want the prize and they desire to stay committed, but they have a difficult time. So we're going to talk about all of these things and other things throughout the Summer Success series. And we are going to have some fun with it. There'll be some fun challenges for you to do. And I think while you continue to enjoy your summer, but at the same time, while you're working on your goals, while you're building your business and really getting the outcomes that you're looking for. So the final idea that I have for you is you have to understand how to stay persistent. So I'm going to share with you some of the keys to staying persistent as well. So this is, again, when the motivation goes down, that doesn't mean that you can stop. I think when people are on a job, they might not want to go to the job. After the weekend, they've had a great weekend. As a matter of fact, there was a gentleman, and I'm not going to say where it was because then people may be able to figure out. You won't know him unless you're in Jacksonville, Florida here. But I stopped in there and I was doing business with them. And so he was sitting there, and we see each other whenever I go in there often. And he's a very nice guy and excellent customer service, all of the above. Well, this particular day, he was still giving great customer service. He just wasn't smiling as much, and he wasn't as happy. And he finally said, yeah, I had a really great weekend, and then I had to come here today. So it was Monday. And he said, I had to come here. And of course, it's a job, but he was there. And while he wasn't smiling as much, he still gave excellent service, and he still did what he was hired to do. When it comes to us running our businesses, sometimes we think that, well, I don't feel like it today. While I'm self-employed, I don't have to do this. I don't have to follow through. I can just sit this one out. Well, if you were to treat your business the same way, let's say you would treat someone else's business if you worked for them, okay, or behave the same way you would behave if you were an employee, you would be surprised at the outcome. And one of the things that he said, and, I said, well, I hope your day gets better. And he said, you know what? Even if it doesn't get better, he said, I'm going to make it better. I'll make it better. And he said, that's up to me. He said, so I'll just put my mind on something that's going to make me feel a lot better. And that's what you have to do. Now, when we talk about things in our Summer Success series, I am going to share some keys that's going to help you stay persistent, that's going to keep you on track, that's going to inspire you. As I said, even when you feel like you don't want to do something, if you're going to create a successful personal and business outcome, things cannot stay the same. There are a lot of times people will talk about the fact that they want to start a business or they want something different in their lives, and they complain about what's not working in their lives instead of realizing that if they made some changes, and sometimes that's not easy. Sometimes that's a little bit difficult for us. Why is it difficult? Because we have to first admit that we're not doing what it is we're supposed to do, or we're not following the certain, let's say, spiritual laws and universal laws that we're supposed to follow, that we are actually doing the opposite, that we are not obedient to even our own calling. And yet we want our lives to kind of fall into place. Now, here's the caveat. Even if you are obedient to your calling, you are doing what you're supposed to do. That does not matter, because guess what? There will be some challenges. Okay. There will be challenges. There will be people who will come in your life that will distract you. There will be people who will come into your life that will annoy you. And there will be people who will come into your life that will flat out try and shut you down. These things are going to happen. But here's the thing. When you follow those spiritual laws, those universal laws, and you follow a certain path, that path of obedience, and do what it is you're supposed to do, whether you feel like it or not, even though you're going to run into some challenges, the outcome is going to be successful. In other words, it's like a superhero movie. They run into a lot of challenges. It seems like the enemy has gotten them down. And then guess what? They bounce back. They figure everything out, and they come back stronger, and they win in the end. And that's how it works, you guys. So during our Summer Success series, we are going to talk a lot about this. And there'll be, as I said, some challenges for you to work with. And this is all based on you and how you want to do it. You'll be able to download what you need to download and participate in what you desire to participate in that will help you to get to where it is that you desire to be. I want to encourage you to start by making some promises to yourself. Write down 3 things that you are committed to work on. And don't be shy about writing those things down, because you know what happens. Sometimes we think, oh my goodness, if I commit to this, I actually have to do it. So we're really shy about following through even on that. Listen, you deserve to have the best life, and you are built by design to win, but it's hard for you to win if you don't know what you need to activate within you so that you can in fact win. And so this all starts with you identifying what you're willing to do. So that means write down 3 things that you're going to commit to doing. every podcast that you're going to listen to and any other types of media that I present to you, it is going to have some great information that's going to help you build and get to where it is you desire to be. And the only thing I would say, well, let's just say one of the things that I can promise you is that I will tell you the truth. And this is not about being mean. This is not about being rude. This is about helping you really embrace you, helping you accept the fact that you are built by design to win, because that is the truth. And so we're going to talk about how to kind of uncover all of that as well. Listen, you guys, that's all I have for you today. But remember to go to designingyourlifetoday.com/success series. Sign up so you can get your name on the list. And the resources that are going to be coming out this week, you will receive those through email. In the meantime, do life with power, knowing that you're built by design to win.